All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and who is worthy to be counted for double honors. And peace and salutation to you brothers out there pushing this truth wholeheartedly and sincerely and for the love of the gospel. All right, it's the brother Gabar from the Indiana camp. Come back at you again with another sit down. A response sit down actually to the elder Ayash of our camp. To basically, are you full of pride? Basically, to talk about pride, man. Pride is the I want to say the number one reason why the Lord, cut us off, or because we got, as you see right now, it says what wax, fact, and kicked, because we got full of pride and thought we can do everything ourselves and thought we didn't need the Lord no more. So the Lord, hold us accountable for that. I was like, okay, all right, fine, yeah, So the Lord became our enemy and start fucking us up, because the Lord chose in us, and that's basically you choosing out of our line of women, you choose that one woman, and you bring her to and I'm talking about these poor women. Just imagine a famous. I don't know if imagine somebody like can I think imagine somebody shit like Denzel Washington. He goes to the south side of Chicago and see women and he just see crackheads strung out on drugs and all and all just madness. And he picked this one crackhead. He picked this one nasty looking. She was the best looking crackhead. She just probably got she got a little body or whatever. I mean, that's not the point. But anyways, he said he picked up a homeless bitch. And then he raised that homeless bitch all the way to fame. He dressed her, fed her, got her a job, an actress, man. Now she making movies, she making all this money, man. She cool, and she went to school to get an education. She did this, she did that, man. She just basically built herself up. And just imagine she in her interview and Denzel Denzel in the audience and watching, and that dude asked her, like, "How did you get all this? Where did you come from? How did you?" And she was basically like, "Well, basically I just did what I had to do. I did what nobody helped me, nobody gave me anything. I basically just did this all on myself." Basically her boasting about herself, saying she did this all herself, not giving no credit to who really helped her, which was Denzel Washington. How would you think Denzel gonna feel about that, man? He gonna be hurt. He gonna be like, "What the fuck, bitch? I sit here. I raised you all the way up to you is now. You just gonna turn your back on me like that?" That's how the Lord felt, man. That's how the Lord felt. Cause the Lord brought us to a land flowing with milk and honey. Very a fruitful land. Gave us laws and statutes that set aside for other people. And here we are. We're just gonna turn on back to the Lord. We're just gonna turn on our back to the Lord like ain't nothing. So pride is what we got us in this predicament now. Now you got guys like Shaka, Nazariah, even guys in Great Millstone acting prideful. Don't want to take correction. Don't want to admit when they're wrong. Thinking they're always right. Think they got all the keys. They're holding all the keys. You got guys that actually thinks like that. Come on now. Nobody's always right. You're gonna be wrong eventually, man. The scriptures is gonna be the complete 100% truth, man. That's the only thing that's right, man. Even logic in this world is not right. People say be proud of yourself. Of what? I ain't got nothing to be proud for, man. The Lord gave me all this. The Lord is the one who feeds me. The Lord is the one who puts, me in the bed, man. The Lord seeing fit, man. He gonna have it, But I'm done talking. Just in the scriptures now. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 15. It says, "But Jeshurun, which is a.k.a. Israel, waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxed fat and grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Yahweh, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation, which is Yahweh Shai." All right. But see how the Lord really explained that? He said, what? Grown thick. He said, you wax fat. You grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. And that fatness is pride. All right. Let's prove that. This is Psalm chapter 17, verse 10. I'm going to start from 9. It says, "From the wicked thou that oppress me, from my deadly enemy, whom compass me about, it says, they are enclosed in their own fat." It says what? "With their mouth they speak proudly." See? So that fat is pride, man. All right. So when back right here, when it says what? "Thou have grown thick, thou have waxed fat, thou art covered with fatness," it's talking about we have grown with our pride, man. Our pride has grown so much where the Lord's like, damn, these niggas are proud. What the fuck you got to be proudful for, man? Why are y'all so proud? Why are y'all so uplifting yourselves, man, when I'm the one who's doing everything, man? It's basically plagiarism. And plagiarism is what's it called? Plagiarism is what Esau call, well, Esau calls it plagiarism. Plagiarism is illegal. That's what I'm thinking of. Plagiarism is illegal. You know? Taking credit where give credit where credit is due. That's what pride, man. We just waxed all fat with pride, man, and that's why the Lord put us in the predicament that we're in, man. You know. I'm gonna get This is Sirach, chapter 10 verse. I'm gonna start from 12. I'm gonna get straight to the point. It says, "The beginning of pride is when one departed from Yahweh." All right, see, that's what we did. So the beginning of pride is one that departed from Yahweh. And most of these bugs out doctrines and most of these waivers doctrine is when they started to get proudful. Because what's the one thing that a brother that falls out has? He has pride, man. That's like the number one thing we see. Because one, you can't, if you didn't have pride, man, you would have got corrected in a matter that you thought was right. You know? If you think something is right, you'd be like, oh, yeah, man, this makes sense. Damn. Oh, and the scripture go with that. Oh, bro, that's a breakdown. It's a breakdown. Let me go ask this Akim right quick. Let me, you be excited. You want to show brothers, what breakdowns you guys. Like, yeah, bro, look at this breakdown. So, then, boom. What is that, man? That's this, bro. Boom. See, bro. And bro, like, nah, man, that's not talking about that, bro. This is talking about this. This is talking about that. He's talking about that. And you'd be like, nah, bro, you going off, bro. It's this, bro. I'm telling you, it's this, bro. It's talking about this, Rock. And then that brother got to bring you to other brothers, and y'all talk about it, and and then the other brothers be like, yeah, bro, that's talking about this. What are you talking about? And they be like, and then if you be like, oh no, Akim, y'all going off, man. See, that's that pride, man, building up because you didn't take correction when your brothers told you, hey, this is not what you are supposed to do. This is what this is what it means, man. You're taking proud in something that's not really nothing, You're really proud for nothing, man. Because what you thought was it's not that, So it says what? The beginning of pride, this is verse 12. It says, the beginning of pride is the one that departed from Yahweh. It says, and his heart is turned away from his maker. Exactly, man. That's what proud it does, man. Because you start thinking of yourself, man. There's a difference between bold and proud, and there's a difference between confidence and pride. All right, there's a difference between all that, man. Bold is where you're confident in what you believe in. You're confident of something. You know for a fact that without a shadow of doubt, these things are going to come to pass. Same thing as boldness and confidence. Proud and pride is something that you think of yourself. Something that the brother Kaya. Look at the definition of pride. It always has of oneself, of themself, of oneself, of one's own doing. So you're putting yourself in it. You're putting I broke down this scripture very thoroughly. No other brother can break it down as thoroughly as I can. See, you're putting yourself in it. Boldness is what? Hey, the scriptures means this because this scripture is boom, and that's what it means, man. You can't sit here and tell me that this scripture doesn't mean that, man, because the Lord said this and the Lord said that, and these are the words of His Lord. These are the words of His mouth, man. And the Lord said, do such, and He said He was going to do it. See, that's being bold. Because one, you're saying what the Lord said He was going to do, which was written in the scriptures, and if the Lord said He's a man that He cannot lie, so that means He's going to do it. So you have not put yourself in one statement. You're always saying what's the pages say and what's gonna happen and what's the Lord gonna do. You're just basically giving a message. All right, you're putting yourself. Hey, Elder Hashem Yah, which is my father, he always says it, man. One of his most famous quotes. It says what? He said, "Take yourself out of it. This truth, take yourself out of it. Don't think of yourself. This is for you're preaching this for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's sake, man, and for the sake of the elect. All right, take yourself out of it. And if you can't understand what he says, that if you tell him, what do you mean take yourself out of what? You got to fall out the truth then? No, then you're being unwise, man, and you don't hear of the sayings, man. Take yourself out of it is mean don't think of yourself when you come with a breakdown. If you come and edifying, if you're doing don't yeah, it was me. I did that. I broke down that scripture. I edified an elder. I edified an elder. I edified. I broke down something an elder didn't even know. Hey man, take yourself out of it, man. Because what does Sirach 1:1 says? So all wisdom coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. All right. So if the Lord gave you something that He didn't give another brother, hey, edify the other brother and build you up so y'all both can know, man. Brother Jake steady want to go, oh, it's me. I got the break. Jake steady be having secret breakdowns. Well, not secret break. Jake be having breakdowns concerning things, and knowing everybody else ain't got, and be like, yeah, I'm gonna just sit on this. So if time come, and they ask, who got this breakdown? I can be like, yeah, I got it. Oh, you ain't got it? Oh, well, shit, yeah, you guys should have got it. Oh, you don't know the Lord's Prayer? Shit, nigga, you should have got it. That's the beginning of pride, man. You should want to build up your brother so he can be on the same. Hey, Elder Apostle Tahar said, he said one day he would wish the men of Great Millstone could know what he knows, man. And that's the elder, that's an apostle that's been in this for 30 years, man. I would never even think to imagine to know the things Apostle Tahar thinks about, man. It's at one point. It'd be at one point where I'd be like, the Elder Apostle Tahar, he'd be going in on the same topic probably for a couple months, and then boom, he'll hit me with something totally I never even heard of before, and then break it down thoroughly. I'm like, oh my God, he's like, yeah, man, we used to teach this back in the 90s, and I'm like, oh my, he been knew this, man. So just imagine knowing so much knowledge. But you got to keep it so basic for the time. So you're teaching everything basic. And then out of nowhere, you just hit something completely deep. You just hit something completely out of nowhere. And you be like, oh my God, what? An apostle knew. And this is something the apostle knew, And the apostle wished that one day that we can know the things that he knew, man. So it's always about what? Edifying your brethren, man. Building up your brethren. That's what it's solely about, man. Taking yourself out of it, man. So we can build the elect, man. That's what the word edify mean, man. This was what? To build up, man. All right? It says, for pride is the beginning of a sin. It says, and he that hath it shall pour out abominations. What? Abominations out of your mouth. Abominable deeds. That's what it's talking about when it says pour out. You're going to pour out abomination out of you. That means what? You're going to spit corrupt communication because you're speaking of yourself. Or what? You're going to do abominable things, It says what? The pride become, I think, I even think it's a scripture that says what? Pride cometh, not pride cometh before destruction. It's one that says pride is the beginning of sin. Hold on. Bible Shop Brothers, if you can bear with me for a minute. It says for I guess you can. This is not what I was looking for, but I guess this can go with it. This is Psalms 59 verse 12. It says, for the sins of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even take in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they have speak, consumed within wrath, consume them, that they may be. It says, let them know that the Yahweh ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth. Yahweh, Salah, So, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for. It's probably not pride. It's probably proud. It's like it. I can't find it right now, but basically, anyways, yeah, man. The proud, man, pride, it's gonna go to your own destruction, man. Either you're gonna be proud in your deeds, like I think the brother even Kaya, is it the brother Kaya Shamaria has said this. He said you're gonna walk proudly. It's gonna ooze out, eventually. Your pride's gonna ooze out in your walk, in your sayings, and your deeds. Still in verse 13, it says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities, it says, and overthrew them utterly. The Lord hath cast down the throne of the proud prince and set up the meek in his stead. And who's the proud prince? So-called Esau Edom, man. That's who the proud prince is, man. Right? Because he's the most proudest of the earth. He's oozing with pride, man. Actually, matter of fact, Job, was it Job? No, Psalms. Psalms, the second chapter, describes his pride perfectly. And I'm going to get it through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. I believe it's the second chapter or the 10th chapter. It's the 10th chapter, I believe. Here it is. This is Psalms chapter 10, verse. Shit, fuck. I guess you can start from the top. I'm gonna start from the top. This Psalms chapter 10, verse 1. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hideth thou self in the time of trouble? It says, the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor and does not, and is he not persecuting us? Huh? I'm gonna read that over. It says the wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices of their own of their imaginations. They have imagined. Sorry, let me read that. So let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and bless the covetousness is as whom the Lord hath abhorred. All right. The wicked through the pride of his countenance, see the countenance which is conduct, says who seek not after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. All right. So the wicked, which is this is scripture talking about Esau, is talking about he's the proud prince, man. You know he's the most proudest being on this planet Earth, man. You got Jakes that want to follow after this guy, man. You know. It says his ways are always grievous. Thou judgment are far above, out of his sight, out of his sight. As for all of his enemies, they puffeth at him. It says, he that hath in his heart say, ooh, this is a proud, oh my, if this is not a proud statement right here, I don't know what is, man. It says what? He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And what does devil mean, man? Devil means deceiver. What does Satan mean? Satan means adversity, man. So he's basically saying he's not Satan, man. It says what? His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. All right, and that's that's basically it. You can go more, but I just wanted to get to them couple points to show you who's the proud prince, man. You know, this guy's oozing with pride, man. You know, it says what? And set up the meek in his stead. So who's the meek, man? You know, we're the meek. You know, we're the lowly. You know, we're the poor. All right, because we have nothing, man. We only have this wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, which is the ultimate gift on this planet Earth, man, which is the ultimate riches, man. You know, because what is one thing? What is a known saying, or what is everything? Every time you watch something of a kingdom being built, or some type of kingdom, what's the first thing a king must have, man? He must have knowledge. He must have instruction. He must have durability. He must have experience. You know, a king's going to have all these attributes, man. You're not just going to set a king up. You're not just going to put a king out there. You know, you're going to have a king that actually went through it. You're going to have a king that has the knowledge to handle certain situations. Back in the ancient world, the king actually went out there and fought with his men. All right? Slakia. Yeah, king actually went out there and fought with his men, man. All right? So, basically, and then before a king, what did King Leonidas went through? Just look at the 300. What did King Leonidas went through? Look at all the stuff he had to do when he was a little child. You know, he went out, fend for himself, had to fight. You know, these are the things a king's gonna have, and we are all future king rulers. So guess what? We have to get the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in order to rule in righteousness, man. So the Lord is not just gonna give it all to us. You know, the Lord's gonna give us the rest. You know, we're not going to be perfect, but guess what? I ain't gonna say we're gonna have a majority of it, but we're getting what the Lord gave us. You know, we're getting what the Lord's gonna give us, and after that, the Lord's gonna fill in the gaps, man. You know, the Lord's gonna it's like basically drawing a picture. You're gonna draw a picture. What? You're gonna start off with the head, the body, the fingers. You know, the shoes. You know, you might put some clothes on them. You know, but the Lord's gonna get what? He's gonna go in there and fill the gaps. He's probably gonna put the hairs in it. You know, probably put the eye follicles, the lip follicles, the touch imprints on it. So the Lord's going to fill in those gaps to give the body the whole, man, the rest. All right. But what the Lord gave us is the Lord gave us a perfect body, man. You know, a body that can be penetrated. All right. We got the flesh on us. We got the bones. We got the marrow, the skin, the breath of life, the flesh, the blood. You know, we have all that. The Lord's just going to come and fill in the gaps, which is going to finish the body, man. All right. So we can have a perfect and a just body, man. All right. And go on. It says the Lord hath plucked up the roots of the proud nation, and planted the lowly in the place. The Lord overthrew countries of the heathens and destroyed them in the foundation of the earth. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and have their memorial to cease from the earth. Pride was not made for man. See, and I think the Elder Ayash had quoted this. He said, what? Pride wasn't made for men, man. It says, anger, nor fierce anger for them that are born of women. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regardeth not the law of the dishonorable, it's like it says, they that regardeth not the law are dishonorable seeds. They that transgress the commandments are deceivable seeds. All right, so man, you gotta follow the law, man. You know, follow the law and keep the commandments. All right. It says, among brethren, he that is chief is honorable. So are they that fear the Lord in his sights. The fear of the Lord goeth before an obtaining of authority, but roughness and pride is losing thereof. All right, so let me read that over to give a better understanding. It says, the fear of the Lord goeth before the obtaining of authority. So basically, you gotta let's back it up back to the point. You have to have the fear. You have to have the basic in order to get you get the money, then you get the power. What's the money? What's the wisdom and knowledge and understanding? Thou art rich. You know, so we got to get the money, the wisdom, and the knowledge and understanding, and the on the fear of the Lord, in order for us to get the authority, for us to actually get the power and get to rule. We have to have what's it called? We have to have the understanding first, man. So the Lord's gonna give us understanding. We're gonna protect. We're gonna not protect. I forgot what I was gonna say. Obtain the understanding, and then once we get the understanding, the Lord's gonna give us the power when we seem ready, man. All right. But I want to go back to the main point I was making. At verse 12, it says, "What the beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh, and one's whose heart is turned away from his Maker." Because I was hitting on a point earlier where it says, "This is how the beginning of doctrines come from." You know, this is how basically all these waverous doctrines come from. When one person thinks he's proud of he think he's so knowledgeable, he think he got it all. Perfect example. Look at Nazariah, man. That is a pure example of a proud nigga. You know, one, he thought he was proud, knowing the Dan doctrine. He got kicked out of that, and just from that day forth, all the way until now, he don't even teach what he got kicked out for of GMS for. You know, so if he was looking at himself back then, he would say, "Yeah, I was going off. I deserve to get kicked out because I was teaching something that I'm not teaching right now." His future self would cuss his past self out, but yet he think he's so pure. He think, I got it all. Come on, man, you changed like Brother Kaya said. He said, you're $1,000 in penny in change, man. You know, you change like fucking, like, oh my God, you change like every fucking month, every fucking week or something. It's something new. So y'all trimming the fat that we came off of GMS. We just trimming the fat from what GMS teach. You know, we just trimming off that fat. In a minute, it's going. Brother, see it, man. I know it's the name. The name is y'all targeting. I believe y'all really targeting in that name. Well, y'all already said it don't matter what y'all call them. You know, y'all already said that, so y'all have already targeted the name. You know, in a minute, it's gonna be many. But like, really, you can just call upon the name of the Lord. All you gotta say is the name of the Lord. You can be saved with that, or you can just believe it. In a minute, it's just gonna if you just believe in it, you can call him whatever you want. You just gotta believe in there's a higher power in the Son. You know, whatever y'all have in y'all arsenal that y'all think y'all got. Y'all think y'all got some type of bullet clips. Oh yeah, we got this to use this against GMS. We got this to use this. Hey, we gonna be, whatever y'all got, man. It's a waverous doctrine, man. All right, it's not a sound doctrine. You know, perfect precept. This is 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 1. No. I'm gonna start from 6, verse 3. It says, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to the wholesome words, even the words that our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to the doctrine which is according to godliness, what is he? He is proud, knowing nothing, because he don't know nothing. You know, you have no idea, you have no clue you don't even know what you're teaching. You know, it's one thing to not know something, but it's another thing to not know what you supposed to be knowing. You supposed to. That's like saying 2 + 2 is 3. How do okay? No, it's saying okay. No, it's basically saying like, what's 2 plus 2? Oh, that's 4. No, it's not. What is it? That's 6. How is it 6? I don't know. How is it 6? See that? See how fucking bugged that shit is, man. Basically, you're saying what we're teaching is wrong, but yet what you're teaching is also wrong. So what? There's no salvation for Israel. There's no correct doctrine out here then. Because what you're saying is what we are saying is wrong. But yet, when it comes to your own doctrine, you got to change your own doctrine because what you thought you didn't think. You got to change it. Oh, we had to delete all the videos because we didn't want it. We saying this brother was Jude and this brother when we don't know what tribe it is now. That was deserved to delete every single video. Y'all don't even know what y'all teaching no more, man. Y'all have no idea, man. You know. Let me get this last scripture. I'm ending off at that. This is Sirach chapter 25 verse 2. It says 3 sorts of men the my soul hateth. It says, and I am greatly offended at their lives. Ooh, I mean, it's one thing to be it's one thing to be offended at someone's deeds, but it's another thing to be offended at someone's life. That means you just hate them for being alive. Like, why are you alive? You worthless piece of garbage. You know? You worthless piece of you should have been a fucking sperm cell in your mother's mouth. Let alone her vagina. All right? It says what? It says he's gonna name him, which is what the number one thing out of these 3. This is the number one. A poor man that is proud. A poor fucking man that is. What the fuck you got to be proud of, man? And we all consider poor. If you ain't got trillions and millions of dollars in the bank, man, you're poor, man. If you ain't got Rothschild's money, you're poor, really. So even Oprah Winfrey and Jay-Z's, they're really considered poor because that's not really their money, you know. But they got somewhat money, so they got. I ain't gonna say they have an exception to be somewhat proud, but because they're still poor. But just think of that. Just think of them, how much money they got, and they're still considered poor. Just how much more we got. I don't know no Israelite fucking staying Gary like got over $10,000 in his bank account right now, saying, "Oh, that's just for a rainy day." Even Edomites got $10,000-$15,000 just saved up in their bank account. Oh, that's just for a rainy day, just in case I lose my job and my bills have to. I want to be able to still pay my bills for a couple of years. Basically, a nigga, Edomite can quit his job in order to still probably pay his bills 2-3 years in advance and still be able to live 2-3 years while he looks for another one. What nigga you know doing that, man? Nobody, man. So what the fuck we gotta be proud of, man? We're one paycheck short from being put out, man. If Jake worked one whole, however you get paid, if Jake missed one paycheck, man, it would probably be millions of Jakes getting put out their house. Shit, it's crazy because I was a short a week. I didn't work 1 week, and I'm just now paying my rent. My rent is due on the 5th. It's almost 10 days after. I was almost 10 days behind on my rent. You wasn't thinking they were sending me letters, and I was from one paycheck I forgot. That's one paycheck I missed. You don't think and I work at a job more so where I'm getting paid I'm getting paid $700, $800, $900 a week. So just imagine Jake said that's not even making that. You know, I'm not saying that's money, but it's sufficient. But I'm saying, just imagine Jake says not getting paid that. Imagine if they missed a week, they get put out their house, man. That's a poor life, man. That's what we're living, man. Well, if you gotta live your life where you gotta go find deals. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh well, I'm not poor shit. I got a house. I got this. Nigga. I bet you for a fact you still in a Black Friday. I bet you when you in Walmart running and going catching deals and shit. See, a rich man ain't gotta worry about that. He just go buy the shit. You know, fuck it, I'll just go buy it. Just see how crazy Black Friday is. All those people are poor, man. That's what poor people, because poor people try to find deals. Best believe I try to find deals. If I see get 5 wings, fries, and a drink for $3, best believe I'm going there. You know. So that's the number one thing. A poor man that is proud, man. And you got niggas in GMS. You got niggas that's out here knowing the Israelites, man, being proudful, man. And you niggas gonna die, man. I'm gonna finish the scripture and end it at that. It says what? A rich man that is a liar and a old adulterer that daughteth, man. All right. So, man, pride cometh before everything, man. Pride is gonna come before your destruction, man. Before the Lord kills you, man. All right. Stay humble, elect. Well, I can't say because the elect is gonna stay humble, man, because that's who the Lord's gonna come back and redeem, man, without a shadow of a doubt. All right. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshua B'Shem Ruach HaKodesh. Shalom.